Hi friends, today is November 2nd and my 13th chemotherapy round will be next week, Thursday, November 10th. Thank you so much for your love and your support and all your prayers. God hears us all. Rather than beginning with my montage of things that, some of the things I've been doing since my last video update, I've decided to start with this update. And the reason why is because if I do the montage, you'll probably think I'm doing very, very well. And I am, because God is good. But this is why I'm doing this update right now. I know your time is very precious and I thank you for your support. So I'll start with this, and then if you want to continue watching the rest of the video, please do, all right? So my 10th and my 11th chemotherapy, pretty much the same thing in terms of the outcome and everything. However, that's not quite the truth. As you know, every time before, the day before my chemotherapy, my oncologist will call me to chit-chat, how am I doing, and talk about the plan, which is to continue as we are. He'll also give me my cancer marker values, the tumor marker values. Now, even before he gives me those values, I already know if it's been going up or not or whatnot because of how I feel. So unfortunately, they have doubled. And I knew that even before he talked to me. I knew that in many different ways, the way that I feel, and also because of how the Lord has been preparing me in beautiful songs and passages and verses and everything. And you know, honestly, in the video, I can't share all these things with you. It's best if, you know, we talk one-to-one, because depending on what we talk about, the words that will flow will be very different. Back to what I was saying about the pain. So during the 10th and the 11th chemo, that time frame, the pressure in my body where the cancer is, be it, it was specifically around my colon, but even, you know, in my left chest, so the left lung, which is where I have some of the cancer too, and my liver, so upper stomach over here, kind of getting on the video there for you. I've been feeling a lot more of the burning sensation, and it's a little bit more than that. In fact, if you kind of put your hands on your hip, like, you know, you're about to have a little sassy moment, or you want to scold somebody, hopefully you don't do this, because it's kind of terrible, but let's be honest, we probably do. Even I do it. Anyways, if you put your hands on your hip, your right hand, which is this the colon side where the tumor is for me, yesterday when I was at Rona, just walking around getting some bits for home so I can do some things, I had to stop in one of the aisles and kind of hold on to shelving to brace myself because of the sharp pain. So right where your hand is on the hip, that's where I feel the burning sensation. It's constant, and then sharp pains will happen there. Now, if you roll your hand up a little bit towards your abdomen and then move your hand to the front, along the side, to the back, all the way to your spine, that's where my aching radiates. And again, the sharp pain will move from the hip up towards there. And when it's really bad, where I have to bed rest myself, and I know that sounds terrible, and it is, but it's the truth, and that's what I'm sharing with you. For the few times I had to bed rest myself during my 10th and 11th chemo duration time, it will radiate right up my whole right side back up to my neck right here, and I'll feel it even in my armpit, and it's not nice. It's not the first time that I've been feeling these pain. That's what sent me into the hospital March 28th. Now, of course, back then I didn't have my ileostomy yet, so as food was pushing through my system, the pressure buildup was even more intense. So I'm not quite in that same pain at the moment, and that's good, okay? So yeah, without the doctor telling me the numbers, I already knew that the cancer growth had grown. The values are double of what we initially discovered. And I know that sounds terrible, because it is, and yet, as you see, I'm happy, I'm joyful, because God is good, all right? For the few of you that I've been able to talk to in person and share my story and what's been going on, and the many different songs and passages that God has been putting in my heart for me to sing. So even when the doctor calls me, I don't even blink an eye. I'm just like, yep, okay, so what's next? And I already know that he's going to propose a different targeting a chemo med to target the tumor, because obviously the cancer cells have become resistant to the current chemo med. It was just, okay, what's next? I was completely at peace. And as I explained some of that pain, right now when I'm talking to you, in that area right now feels cold. And that's because, and there's a little bit of irony to that, and I'll explain in just a bit. It's because moments ago, before doing this video, I was in praise and worship and reading God's word, you know, and in the times that I am in pain, and it's not that I only go to God when when I need something. And I hope the following applies to you too. You know, he's always waiting for us to come to him, to be in his presence. And it's been wonderful. Right now, I'm not taking any pain meds. And I want to say it as humbly as possible, because potentially in the future I have to. Because for the few of you that I've been able to share with in person, I've shared that through his word, I've had to acknowledge that the eye of the storm is to come. Maybe it has come now because of what I've been feeling the last 3 weeks. Maybe it hasn't. But regardless, I know he's holding me in his hands and he's got a plan for me, and I can go to him. So in my moment of real need and those pain, you know, I'll cry out to him, you know, for my healing. And I know the healing is coming. I read this in his word, and I know it is true and it is alive. His word is like flesh to my body, right? To your body as well. And yeah, when I'm bed rested and wondering if I should take the pain meds, which the doctors will tell you take it before it gets to that point because it's called pain management, but that's where I'll cry out to him in my distress, and I know he hears me. That's in Psalms, okay? And you know, it's just moments later he'll give me that pain relief, and then I'll fall asleep and rest. Oh my goodness, rest, it's golden. It's golden. So the fact that I'm still resting indicates that, you know, for me physically that's still good. And you'll see in my montage later, I'm still able to do a lot of things, but I have to be very careful with my energy. So again, those of you who are doing the meal train for us, thank you so much, because for the few times that I have been cooking, I feel so exhausted afterwards. Anyways, thank you so much, okay? Isaiah 53, 54, you know, all of that, you know, by his stripes, his scourging, his wounds, I am healed. So I'm waiting for that time, and it is coming, okay? So the chemo med, yes, my 12th chemotherapy session that just happened, we've changed the chemo med, and the side effects. Okay, I will show you a list of that later in the video, okay? But the quick wrap up to this, because I know your time is precious, all right? My initial chemo that I was on, you know, in my video, I had to be very sensitive to sunlight. So during the 3 days and sometimes the 4th and the 5th, I had to cover myself or just not even go outside because it was super sensitive. I was really easy to burn. I was like, oh man, this has never been the thing. And obviously one of the side effects of the chemo med is thinning of the hair. I did shower and everything, but just a quick nap and this happens. I've probably lost 65% of my hair already. And yes, I still have a lot of bleeding in the nose, and sometimes in the middle of the night I have to wake up and carefully clear up my nose because of all the dried blood. I'm not someone who likes to breathe in and out from my mouth. I like to breathe from my nose. I'm blessed to be able to breathe from my nose while I'm sleeping, because I know a lot of people do it from the mouth, and hence the snoring and everything. Anyways, yeah, the chemo med. Anyway, so that was the past chemo. The new chemo med, their sensitivity to the cold. I'll show you the list later in the video. It's very extensive, and unfortunately there might, I'm saying might because you are going to pray along with me, that what I've been told, the permanent damage to my nerve, I'm not going to have it. I don't want it. We're going to pray to God. We're going to make sure we don't have it. The nurses and the doctor, knowing that I'm very in tune with my body, very sensitive, they told me by the 6th and 7th chemo, most likely that's where I will get all the numbing sensation, meaning I'll lose the ability to feel things because of the cold, all right? So unfortunately, right after my first chemotherapy, I've already experienced it. The first time when I was reaching into the refrigerator for my cold milk, I lost all sensation. I was like, whoa! So since then, I've been wearing gloves and a long sleeve to reach in to get things. All my drinks are left out now to get to room temperature on top of my coffee maker to warm up, which is a completely new thing for me, and obviously a challenge because of my ileostomy and my hydration. I'm so used to just being able to pour something and just drink it. Yeah, I know everyone, especially the Asian folks, they always tell me, don't drink cold stuff, it's bad for you, Yeah, I won't disagree with that. Nah, I really have to do that. So even more planning and management. The second time that I felt this unfortunate bad sensation, and it's so funny, as I said, the irony to it, because the first chemo med happened during summertime, so I had to stay out of the sun. This new chemo med, it's happening now going into wintertime, and it's sensitivity to cold. It's more than sensitivity to cold, it's numbing and losing my nerves, damage to my nerves. The second time, it was like it was like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Anyways, doesn't matter. I had just finished emptying my ileostomy and I was thirsty. And I normally don't try to hydrate too much at night so that I can get a better night's rest. Otherwise, I have to constantly go to the washroom, which means every morning when I wake up, I'm slightly dehydrated and it's a battle to get hydrated again. Anyway, we've already turned on the room heat because of the chemomed side effects that we've been warned about by the doctor and nurses, and they kept talking to me about it, and thankfully they did, because they knew I'm probably going to be that atypical patient. And so as I drank my room temperature water in my Nalgene bottle, converting from Fahrenheit to Celsius, it was probably about 18.5 Celsius. After I drank it, my throat closed. Talk about potentially panicking, but because we talked about it, I didn't. And as an ex-runner and cyclist, backpacker, and anytime I'm in a situation in a bad situation, I'll just stay calm and I go into an automatic slow deep breathing, and that's what I did. It felt like eternity, but it was probably more like 12 to 13 seconds that my throat opened back up. And then from there, I was like, okay, thank you, Lord. Basically, the nurses told me that by the 6th and 7th treatment, when this is all supposed to start happening, but it's happening to me right now, right after the first treatment, they said, yeah, if you do drink something cold and your throat closes up and it doesn't open back up within a few moments. I was like, could you define a few moments? Like, well, it differs per person. You'll have to check into the ED. So I was like, so during that moment, that thought had crossed my mind, but as you know, well, here I am, I'm talking to you, and all is well. So the side effects are real, and it's a little bit unfortunate. Anyway, I think that's mainly the update I want to tell you, that I am well, I'm happy, I'm joyful. Yes, there's been pain. Unfortunately, cancer has grown, but in prayers to God, and I know that He'll heal me, and you're praying for me too. Stay tuned, because He is good, and I know there's just so much I want to share. And the key thing right now is, I'm happy and I'm resting in Him. And by resting in Him, I'm looking forward to, even right now, the things that He'll will me on to do. For everyone who's watching this video, don't be a stranger. Don't worry. You can reach out to me. You can message me on whatever it is that you contact. And when I have the energy, I'll message back. Feel free to say hi. Don't be a stranger. Oh, right. And also, as you know, I'm posting this on YouTube. If you go to the community page on my channel, that's where I might just do some verbal updates here and there. It does take time to do video. I haven't even started the video. I'm just making this update, and then I'll pick out the things I want to show in the montage. All right. So anyways, yeah, check out that community bit. I'll post a little bit there, and that's also where you can interact if you're someone who doesn't use a lot of social media. I think I'm only on Instagram. I'm not even using too much of the Twitter now because it's so noisy. I haven't been able to figure out all the filters to make it less noisier. Obviously, if you have my phone number, you can message me, Signal, WhatsApp, SMS, whatever it is. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that this update has been a little bit longer. There's even more I want to share, but this will have to do for now. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for your prayers. Bye-bye. Well, I've been neglecting a lot of work. Kind of obvious why. So let's see what we can get done today. Mulched up, which means you have more space for your green can. Everything is... We got contractors out now. Oh, that's never a good sign. Timothy Madeline, what are we gonna do? Okay. to have my 11th chemo. Here's Janice, as always. I think today I might try orange instead of peppermint for the smells. I'm really starting to feel a little nauseous from the hospital smells. And brought this along today because yesterday during my blood work, I got to bump into Maria, which is awesome. So we're going to have her check out my stoma. It's been a little while. The scariest part of that all was navigating through the mall. Everything else is totally fine. Once you get to the mall, you got people who just don't pay attention. It's crazy. For the longest time I've wanted to do something in this area because it looks messy and it's just not nice, and you know, let's be nice to the public so it kind of looks nice. So I was thinking of building a full-on wood shed here where the lid, you would have a wooden lid as well, so that you put a chain to the lid, so when you lift up the wooden lid, the lid of these containers also open. But then I had a second thought that I like the extra space here, because we are very blessed and fortunate here on our second driveway, which is the long driveway, that we can actually park 2 cars side by side, or a boat. Milk jugs. They now charge a recycling fee on that, a deposit fee, sorry. And I go through a high protein milk once a day, so we have a lot of collection. Our property tax pays for a really nice recycling depot where we can bring a lot of soft plastics, flexible plastic, lots of stuff, foam as well. So we just kind of toss it in the corner here, and it gets messy, dirty, because we're not going to put it in a shed or a garage because that'll attract rodents. So anyways, picked up some lumber. Let's get to it. I want to use my big circular saw. Go easy and use the compound miter saw. Yeah, let's make it play day. See if this can cut through 2x4s and many of them. I also have a Dremel Saw Max for the fencing panels. Alright, there's one side. And there are many ways to do this. This is just the way that's in my head, right or wrong. Alright, well, this is where the job is going to end for now. Of course, I should probably paint the top, the cedar sidings, and I elected not to do a bottom, and that's fine. It's just making it a little bit lighter so we can move it. I didn't do the side yet because I might shift this all over to here so it looks really nice from the public road. And then I may, as per what I explained earlier in this video, create the lids to be able to completely hide this, meaning I will cover the front too and make it look nice. So when you pick up the wooden lid, these lids will open up too, and you can chuck it out and you just easily detach it, open the door, slide it out to the city for the wonderful city workers dump out. So anyways, this is how it looks like right now, and I think it looks nice. Heck of a lot nicer than seeing a bunch of bins around.
Waterfront.
going. Oh. Hard to see, but you can always listen. Smooth. Not smooth. Smooth. Right, Madeline? You see your reflection? And we are done. Although I have to go get a soft bristle brush to clean the little gaps to get out the wax. Looks good, right, Madeline? Yep, thanks for helping. Smiling as always, most of the time. I do have my bad moments, but anyways, I'm wearing a salt bag right now for my ileostomy. There's lots of pros, there's lots of cons. One of the cons is, well, it's not always the best, so yeah, I had a good explosion. So I'm dirty, so I'm gonna have to go home first. We're hoping to hit up IKEA right after dim sum, but we're gonna have to go home first. Alright, here's this end. As you see, it kind of looks straight. And I'm just gonna go to the other end, and it is not straight. And it gets wider. That is going to bug me. Running low on milk, but as always, this is Safeway. You have wonderful customer support. A gentleman asked me what I'm looking for, and I said I want whole milk of this. It's not coming till nighttime. There's the goat milk again, and the regular whole milk should be loaded up soon. Yo, there's the whole milk. I'm gonna grab it and thank the gentleman. Madeline wanted some steaks, so we got the tiniest little ones. Do a little bit of offset reverse searing steaks. This is why walking with Madeline sometimes takes forever. Can I? Oh, it's too bright to show. We are at a 10-minute per km pace with her stopping like this all the time. Alright, so we're done that ultrasound. That was about 55 minutes. It's a much longer exam than somewhat expected, but that's probably because of what's in there that we kind of know. That's alright. We're going to move on, and now we're going to head to the cancer care clinic for my 12th chemo. 12th chemo. That's new for me, for returns at IKEA. Normally going to IKEA is really quick because you can pick up your own stuff, but once you have to wait for the workers and they're short staff, it just takes a lot longer. I had to wait 1 hour. Actually, it was 1 hour and 15 minutes. Anyways, Wiper blade. It's unfortunate that Costco, the Michelin one, they changed it. The Guardian version no longer supports pin types, and this is a pin type. So, ugh, can't believe I had to pay $16 for this. Oh well. Nice, the Christmas stuff is up. Oh, this means I have to get my stuff out soon too. Let's go get this shaken up. It's been sitting for a few years. 4 years. 4 years. Cabinet. Almost ready to go on up. A little bit of grand tour on while I'm building things. are done. Here's the cabinet, and with the push soft close down here, all the shelving. Now when you buy this as a set, IKEA only gives you 2 shelves. I added heading in for my CT scan. Getting ready for the CT scan, and we had to do an IV poke this time. My usual nurse wasn't available. The CT scan today. I didn't have a coffee. It's 9 o'clock at night. I feel like having a little quick espresso for a little bit of oral enjoyment, and I've been hydrating well. So that's going to be the newer drug to target my tumor, since it may be growing resistant to the current chemo med I'm taking. So that's a lot of things. Look at that one. No! For me, it's more for my milkshakes that I make. Yeah, when I do my milkshakes, I can get about 84 grams of protein in one drink. But it's pretty nuts. For those of you who know me, I'm usually totally fine with the cold. But it's not a matter of just getting cold. It's a matter of the nerves actually dying off to the point, like, for example, if I'm holding something, apparently I'm just going to lose the ability to hold it, and it's going to be uncontrollable, and I'll just drop things. So that's a bummer. I felt my first numbing sensitivity feeling last night. So even though I've been told it won't start till after my 6th or 7th chemo on this new med, it's already started with just 1 treatment. So yes, I'm wearing gloves when I reach into the refrigerator. Change the lifestyle. I'm using the warmer on the top to warm my glass to pour in milk, and then wait a little bit because drinking cold things down my throat will close up my throat. And I had that feeling last night again. The second time, it was about 3 a.m. and I was just drinking.
Just a little bit.
So I polished this a long time ago, and it's pretty rough, everything, the bracelet, but today we're going to focus just on the watch face. So we're going to use some compounding. Okay, come closer to see what I'm doing. Here you go. No, you're missing it. That's okay. Here you go. We're polishing it now. So we just finished this up with a 220. Here we go. Much more usable. The camera's not doing it justice, but to the naked eye, yep, you can tell the time. You can actually see a lot better.